As of the day writing the script, it's the day right after I went to see the Amazing Digital Circus in cinema. I have to say, my experience was fine. I've heard horror stories, but I didn't have any yelling, no one on their phones that I could see. There was no like weird encounters, even though, yeah, let's not talk about any incidents. We're going to briefly talk about the experience as a whole and then start talking about episode 9. No spoiler warning here, but we won't be showing off any footage as, you know, it's not out on YouTube. We will be using some images that has been shown already, but we won't be showing any footage or anything that hasn't been showcased to the public. You all ready? Last warning before I say anything more? Well, let's begin.
Hey there! If you want to find my sunken treasure chest, you'll have to try better than that.
For our cinema exclusive, we got a pretty good, we put up the short and we showed off, we got the popcorn bucket. The intro was fun. Zach returned to voice the fish. Some of these lines, it's going to haunt my mind. It's especially like, I was dead once. I've been sending in the image of that fish to a friend for a while, so it was nice to see them used as the intro. Anyway, episode 8. And now episode 9. We'll go right into it, because it was wild seeing the intro. Once again, a normal intro which had no vocals. It felt jarring, having Pomni now there, Kane missing with no singing. It's like having the intro back is like having an old friend appear, but there's just something eerie about it. And I was happy that the theories were correct, that these people we've been seeing aren't real, they're just codes, they're extracts of real people, they're copies of their memories from the moment they put on the headset. It was predicted, but that doesn't mean it's bad. Just because you can kind of like work out a storyline doesn't mean at the end it's terrible, I guess what's gonna happen. It's like a murder mystery where you can predict who it's gonna be. Just because you find out the reveal doesn't mean it's not satisfying. I like the fact that these people we've been encountering aren't real. These are all creations inside the circus. There was no escape. It's the eerie landscape that is left. The lack of music the series is known for. It's just silence as they try and recover and live their life. And everything seems fine, and suddenly it's not. It's the sudden abstraction of Jax. It's jarring, and I saw a few people complain about this and how it came too soon. It should be a build-up, but that is what makes this so effective. The jarring nature is needed because it reflects what abstraction is. It's a metaphor for depression and how you feel so isolated that there's no choice other than to abstract. Like, let's talk about Jax in Mindspace, and this is the first time we kind of see Jax as a character. We've seen aspects of other characters throughout the series, their mindsets and how they feel, but Jax was the one we just saw as a kind of antagonist. They refused to let anyone in, and we finally get to see the aspects of what makes Jax like this. We see a sociopath ready to do harm. We see a cartoon goofy version, a kinder version locked away, and we see what's kind of a confirmation for most fans as Jax being trans or gender questioning. I don't believe I'm the best to talk about trans issues and the queer identity. I am a cis male, but I'm looking at Jax as a character. Jax isn't a good person, but it does make them a good representation of denial. For years, early 2010s, there was a common trope back in the day that closeted people lash out with homophobic comments as they themselves struggle with their own identity. Jax does this by wearing a maid outfit mockingly, which, as we've seen in previous episodes, he was comfortable in. He drops slurs. Imagine if Netflix doesn't censor this. I did mention before that I didn't have any negative parts that happened during the film when I went to see it in the cinema, but I did see a very young child being taken at the cinema by their parent at this point, which the humour leans into more the attack helicopter trope, where people say absurd things to pretend to be like, oh, if you can identify as that, I can identify as that. It's problematic. It's internalized transphobia. It's hating what's inside, so you're mocking those around you and making you refuse to accept yourself. It's something that needs to be grown out of. But Jax, at the time of joining the circus, has yet to receive that growth. You can see negative parts of a character in yourself doesn't mean you are bad. It's accepting that, yes, this is how I used to be, and you can grow from that. As you can guess, I am not here to try and guess what Jax identifies themselves as. Jax, inside the circus, isn't ready to label themselves, or even let anyone else label themselves. I need to go into more detail near the end, but simply put, Jax didn't want others to see them, so they pushed others away so they didn't have to be seen anymore. Which leads to more issues that we need to address now. Can't believe that song was used, huh? Anyway, before we get a little bit more serious again, you know, if I had a nickel for each time Aaron Hansen is revealed to be voicing an established character in a final episode of a series, I would have 2 nickels. It's not much, but it is honestly weird that it's happened twice. Yeah, Kaufmo is voiced by Aaron Hansen if you aren't aware. Finally, we get to meet Ribbit, learn more about them and Jax's past, which we learn more about them and Jax's runaway past. Ribbit admitting that they used to be former Mormon, which, if you are aware of that history, it's Ribbit is making herself weak in front of Jax and giving a bit of vulnerability to kind of let Jax be safe and say, hey, this is a safe space, you can let your guard down. But that makes Jax put a guard further up, thinking that they're only being like this to basically make him seem weak as well, make him seem lame. Basically, what Jax is doing is a sense of abusive relationship. Ribbit tries to still reach out to Jax when Ribbit themselves are struggling, but Jax pushes them away. When others try and check on Ribbit, Jax is the one who try and dismisses, like, oh, they're alright, just completely ignoring how Ribbit feels. And all that leads to the moment on the mountain, causing her to abstract. After all that happened, Kaufmo tries to reach out to Jax to make sure he doesn't abstract as well, because Kaufmo knows how much Ribbit meant to Jax. But Jax does the exact same thing they did to Ribbit, leading to Kaufmo's abstraction, which is the plot of episode 1. All because of Jax. He didn't let anyone in, causing him and others to get worse. The big reveal, of course, is Kane is alive, stuck inside a coding void, a geometric silence, and we see a quite fun moment. It's just nice to, like, no speaking, no voice, it's just breaking through, and Kane is able to say goodbye to the other AI inside him. We finally get to find out the real names, and free will is given to Kane as he researches the lives of those who are trapped. And there's a beautiful moment where we have the moment of realization with the moon. There's a joke throughout the series that the moon loves Kane, having Kane brush things away whenever the moon tries to suggest something that would actually help the circus. Kane realizes as it clicks, the moon loves him. This moment, this beautiful moment, wasn't a character moment. It's a message from the creator wishing love to her creation. After all, the moon is voiced by Goose.
I know.
Everyone is back together, all those who remain, except that they aren't going to escape, but they're going to live their lives inside. Kane shows them everything that their real lives, their real selves have been up to outside the circus. Finding out everything about each character, how they live on. It's a good moment. It does remind me of one thing. It reminds me of the musical, Ride the Cyclone. Hey, you got this far on a video about the Amazing Digital Circus, you can listen to me talk about musicals for like maybe a minute or so. Spoilers for the end of Ride the Cyclone. At this moment, the children are accepting their death. They sing a haunting song called It's Not a Game, as a life they see in front of them, a life they gave away to another place. All the memories of what someone else experienced, but not them. This is not their memories. They now live here, leading to this moment, where as the darkness comes, they feel no fear, as they are together. Yes, there is laughter and the telling of lies, but maybe in darkness we open our eyes. End credits plays, and we get a kind of showcase of the adventures, the people inside the circus now go on. We have fun references to the cast D&D session that played in character, which please go check out. That's a fun stream and a half. I really enjoyed it as a D&D fan. The fate of Jax and the other abstractions is somewhat vague. I believe Goose leaves a kind of answer to the question of, will the abstractions ever return to normal? There's no yes or no. There's only a one day, maybe. And I believe that's what the Amazing Digital Circus is about. It's not about your past. It's not about how things are going to be. It's about this moment. It's how together that this situation might be a bit negative, but we're not alone, and we don't have to be. Communication and keeping those that love close holds to the DNA of this show, and how pushing people away not only harms yourself, but others. It's something I myself did, and I kind of regret that a lot. I have friends. I had friends I pushed away at a rough time in my life. I regret the words I said to them. They helped me through this dark time in my life where I gave nothing back. They still helped, and I just pushed them away. You know, ever so often I open my phone and just want to message them. To catch up, to say, hey, how things been? Although it's been so many years now, they're off doing such great things, while I'm here alone. Although some theories were right about the series, and you can guess how it ends, but it doesn't mean it's a bad ending, no. There's flaws, but this is a show that beat Super Mario Galaxy at the box office. Fans came out to support this indie project and gave it a place to shine. I did try and research about Goosey's thoughts about making this final episode, but likely we're not going to hear about how they feel until this weekend. But Goosey's Blue Sky is just wild. I love it. That kind of makes giving analysis about the author's intent a little wacky. Anyway, this finale is not only a good wrap up to the series, but a good cinematic moment, with moments of peace and just a message on how to say goodbye, discussions about how death is a surprise and it comes for us all, and simply be kind to others and check up on folks. This event brought a simple internet show to the big screen, letting everyone roll up to witness the show one final time. Also, they added the sex update to the circus. Holy